So, I just wanted to stop and do a quick energy card reading on my way back from Fort Mojave. We ran at a rodeo there. Doze is hanging out with me. So I just had a feeling that I should pull over and give you guys a little reading. So I just want to let you know some Periscope tips. If you're new to Periscope, if you tap the screen, it shows red hearts, lets me know that you're digging it and you're loving it. You can watch this replay also. You can also swipe, I have Droid, so I'm not sure. I think you swipe to the left with an iPhone if you want to share it with your followers, or with the Droid you swipe up, and that'll let you share this broadcast. So, just going to go ahead and start, and kind of going to do it like I did last month. So I'll do an overarching theme for the month of March, and then I'm going to do the energy for kind of the weeks remaining in March and what we can look for and expect. March is looking to be a pretty energetically intense time period. We have new moon, Mercury retrograde, lunar eclipse, all sorts of things going on. Thank you, Doze. Yes. Dozer gets a little anxious on the road and has a panting problem. Okay. So, just going to go ahead and shuffle. So as I was saying before Dozer came in with his panting, it's going to be very energetically intense in March. We're going to be able to clear a lot of energy. There's going to be a lot of things we're going to be able to let go. And I'm wearing my magic crystal because I think March is going to be quite magical. A lot of energy being put into the things that we want to manifest and the things that we want to achieve. So, our overarching theme for the month . I'm also going to set an intention for this reading, that anybody that watches it will be able to receive guidance for whatever it is they're working on and what they receive. And Lacey, if you get the chance to watch this, I'm definitely setting the intention we talked about. So here you go. Okay, so the first card is 10 of Cups. So usually with this deck, this is a newer deck I'm working with, and I like to check out the book. But basically before I do that, one thing about the cards is you can usually get as many messages from the picture as you can from the actual description that comes in the book. So in this card we have a couple that is gazing passionately into each other's eyes. There's a little boy standing by the creek, and there's a castle behind them, and there's 10 silver cups throughout the rainbow in the top. So this is a very light, and I get magical again, magical card, full of abundance and comfort and luxury and contentment. So it says, this card hardly needs any explanation. It is nothing more and nothing less than an ideal family life. For you, this can mean just that, or it can represent the components of such a life. A safe, comfortable place to live, and people, either friends or family, to share your life. It's about having people to share your joys and support you through your sorrows. So it's a card of unity, and that's what we're looking at as we come into March. And you're going to want to ebb and flow through this month. So anytime we expand, there can tend to be a little bit of constriction soon after, but just keep focusing on that expansion and focus on the things that you want. Do not, with this lunar eclipse and things that are happening, do not focus on what you don't want, because guaranteed that's what's going to show up. So you need to focus on the things that you do want, because it can be easy to get caught up in the negative things, and now is a time of intense energy and manifestation. So you don't want to be manifesting the things you don't want. Focus on where you're headed, and what that looks like for you. Okay, so now I'm going to move to a different deck. I'm sensing we'll pull 3 cards. So that one's going to represent where we're at right now. How about this cool tree I'm under, by the way? This is just on the side of the road. I think the reservation is right over there. Okay. So the first card, yay! This is where we're at right now, okay? Things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. Definitely resonates with me since I'm on the road. So things might have felt very intense lately. I know that they have for me, and just the emotional work that I'm doing and old things coming up that I'm dealing with. And this card is signifying that we're about to come out of that. And the heaviness that we felt is going to be released as long as we do what I was mentioning before, which is focusing on the positive and really stepping into our power and becoming aware of the things that we want and not the things that we don't want. Okay, so the next card is balance. Yay! It's been a little energetically chaotic. So anytime we come into balance, it levels things out and things tend to relax just a little bit. So it says the need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, and wait for perfect timing. So I'm just going to tap in a little bit. So this is Archangel Zadkiel. He has 2 cups in his hand, and there's water flowing from one to the other. He's also standing in water. I think this calls for balancing our emotional considerations because there's a lot of things astrologically happening that can tend to kind of bubble up a bunch of emotions, and maybe ones that we don't really need or that don't bring balance. So I think it's important to be aware of that, and the things that hit an emotional target with us are the things that we actually need to heal. So if there's a certain person or a certain thing that is bothering you, that's what you're being called to take a look at and heal the energy of that. And I want to share an energy clearing statement that has worked a lot with me in my manifestations and in clearing things. And it's actually a technique that I learned from Christy Marie Sheldon. And so you basically just picture light about 300 feet above you, and you're going to open the top part of your head, almost like you're opening this trap door, and light from 300 feet above you is going to come down into your head and through your entire body, all the way down to your stomach, your thighs, your feet, and it's going to go back into the ground. And some of you I've shared this technique with. It's going to go back into the ground, and that's going to ground you, and that's going to center you and stabilize your energy. I know for me, I tend to be a little fairy and dreamy, and so I really have to work on grounding onto this planet. Oftentimes I want to be somewhere else. So that's bringing that light down is going to ground you into the center of the earth, and then I want you to bring that light back up and expand it 360 degrees around you. And you're going to make it as big as you can. So bigger than the room that you're in, or for me, the desert that I'm in, bigger than the state that you're in, the country you're in, and I like to go just a little bit bigger than the planet. And then that's really opening up your energy to do some serious healing. And then you can say this statement, and you can make it as simple as you want, but the basics of it is anywhere and everywhere I'm creating doubt in myself. I choose to delete, uncreate, transform on every level of my being. So you can say that a few different ways, but you're just going to, like, whatever's been blocking you or stopping you, you're just going to basically ask while you're expanded in your fullness. You're basically going to ask for that to be transformed on every level. Every level meaning every time, space, dimension, and reality. So that way it's clearing across all times and all karmic things we have going on. And that tends to help a lot. So anytime you're working on something and you feel that fear or that doubt come up or whatever it is, for me right now it's feeling like I'm on the right path with what I'm doing and trying to compete and trying to expand my businesses. And so I'll just say these energetic clearings. Also another thing, like my mail has been getting messed up. Like I've been having mail go different places, like, and that's an energy thing, right? Because it takes no more energy for that mail to come directly to me than it does to go and all over the place. And when it's happening multiple times, that's kind of like, something's trying to get your attention. So like a couple days ago I said, okay, anything and everything that's creating this right now, I choose to transform on every level. And I say that over and over again until I feel it settle in my body. And then you'll be surprised like how things will change or different things will show up, opportunities will come your way. And it's really great technique. So pay attention to that, and that will help you bring balance as we come into next week. I'm signifying this card's a little bit like next week, and then this third card is going to be the end of the month. Okay. At the end of the month, it looks like we're coming into a little bit of ego work. Yay! So it says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So what I love about the cards is they can show you, like, based on whatever path you're on right now, this is this is where you can kind of end up. Now, knowing this, you can kind of prepare for it and say, okay, my ego is going to be really strong at the end of March. It's going to challenge me. So here's what I can do about it. And I think the tool I just explained will help with this also. Anytime we have fear or limitation, or we're focused on things, or not enough of this, too much of that, blah, 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 that's all ego. And I think the ultimate goal, one of the ultimate goals for having this human experience is to overcome the ego, and not in a, I'm gonna, like, a lot of times people want to, get rid of the ego, kill the ego, like, but that's just creating more animosity. So really you want to love your ego and say, wow, like, that's the survivalistic part of me that really is afraid. Almost like, that primal piece of fight or flight, which is what stress is, and is what stress sends us into. So there might be a little bit of that at the end of the month. But just use that energy clearing statement and just know that you're working through that so that you can get to the things that you really want to manifest, because a lot of times we have to get through the thoughts of the ego in order to find the miracles that are lying around all around us. So, I'm sensing to pull one more card for kind of like an underlying theme or additional support. And it's competing goals, conflicts with others, and bothersome details. So I'm actually going to choose to go to the book on this one. Okay. You're experiencing some challenges. Other people around you hold different goals and values, and there's disagreement as to how to proceed, along with a clash of wills. Success is still possible, but it takes great effort. You may enjoy this type of challenge, or it may exhaust you. This is a competitive situation. It will be necessary for everyone to try to understand one another's viewpoint. There's a need for clarity in order to come to a resolution. So this is about setting priorities. In this time, there can be, like, for instance, a lot of us are working on a lot of different projects or have a lot of different dimensions of our life that are coming together, and things, we're actually having a lot of movement. There's movement in manifestation right now, and that can be a little discombobulating, because I think in earlier times we haven't been so used to all of the different aspects and all of the different dimensions coming together. So it's very important for the month of March that you set your priorities. What's most important to you? And where are you spending your time? if you want a successful business and you're not putting any energy into it or any time into it, okay, it's going to be very difficult to grow those seeds. To grow seeds, you got to water them, you got to care for them, you got to, make sure it's all going well. And that requires a little bit of energy. I wouldn't say so much time as energy or awareness. So you really want to prioritize and figure out what it is you actually do want. If you're having a hard time figuring out what you do want, do a little meditation on that, or contact me and I'd love to give you a reading and help you get some answers to which direction you should move in or what you should be focusing on. And I think that's really, really going to help, is to become aware of, like for instance, I have big goals with some of the things that I'm working on, some of the projects I'm working on, and I procrastinate doing the things that are going to lead me to success, right? And I'm still trying to figure out what that's all about. But bringing the awareness to it is going to help me find the solution. Because the more energy I put into that and the more I think about it, and praying is a big deal. I don't so much like get down on my knees and pray like that, like how, you might think of praying. I honestly believe that every thought we think is a prayer to God and universe and spirit. And, we need to watch our thoughts, and we need to make sure that the thoughts that we're thinking are the things that we would be praying for. You wouldn't kneel down and fold your arms or do the prayer thing and say, okay, I don't want negative energy. I don't want conflict. I'm so tired of this person, or I'm so tired of this situation. Okay? When you kind of pray, you get into a space where it's like, being grateful and, asking for guidance, asking for help, and working on that relationship with yourself, which is how you're going to get the answers, because the ultimate partnership is between you and God or spirit or your higher self, whatever you want to call it. And that's really the most important aspect of it all. So set your priorities. Know that the difficulty, we're coming out of a period of difficulty, and the difficulty that we experienced is going to teach us how to balance and how to really be in our center when there's chaos all around. So I hope you guys are having as an amazing day as I am. It's been very beautiful. Fort Mojave was fun, and just driving through the desert and kind of realizing the many, many blessings in my life and this cool freaking tree. I mean, look at this cool tree. I just pulled over. I had been wanting to pull over for a while, and this was like the perfect spot with a nice, I could lay a blanket and sleep here. But I won't. So, hope you guys are having a great one. And please share this video. Oh, also, if you're new to Periscope, make sure you go, if you like what you're seeing, go to, you can click on my name and it'll take you to my profile, and follow me. And if you do that, then every time that I go live, it will alert you, and then you can either catch me live, that's a lot of connection, and it's crazy that we have the ability to do that these days. Or you can watch, it'll alert you that, the replay is there for later too. So, yes, it was nice chatting with you guys. I hope you have a fabulous March, and I will upload this video with a few more written things in my blog at www.writenonadream.com. Peace and love, guys.